So my name is Richard, and I am a heteroromantic asexual. Well, to me, it just means that I want everything that's in a regular heterosexual relationship minus the sex. Well, I mean, as a guy, it's sort of expected that you're into sex, and oftentimes you should be more into sex than women are. I think I first found out that I was ace when I was maybe 15 or so. It was always this sense of urgency, with my friends anyway, to lose their virginity. So, you know, it was like a big deal, and I never really understood why. So I kind of got into the same thing just to see what it was like. I was never into it. I always preferred like the affectionate part of the, relationship. I love the hand holding, just cuddling and all this other crap that I love. The sex thing, like after a while, it just feels like a chore. I don't find it enjoyable. I just never have. I guess I tried looking for relationships with people who might be on the same wavelength. And, I found a couple who, had a lower libido, but they would still want it too often, in my opinion. I would just rather not have it at all. Or maybe just have it for procreative, reasons. I want to eventually have children. I want to start a family and have that special someone, but I just don't want the sex. It just makes it harder to maintain a regular relationship as well. Because I feel like sex is pretty important to most people. How do I put this? Having an erection doesn't necessarily mean that you're sexually aroused. Because in the morning, when your bladder's full, your penis is going to be hard anyway, just because your bladder's full, So it doesn't always equal sexual arousal, but in order to be able to perform sexually, you have to be erect. And a lot of times if you're not into it, you're just, especially if you're in a bad mood or if you're depressed or if you're on pain medication, whatever, you're just not going to be able to get it up. So over the years, I've actually devised many, many different ways to combat this, this little issue. What I would do is, back when I would have relationships, they wouldn't last very long, but the time in which, I was actually with the person, I would do everything that I could to satisfy them sexually, There are so many different ways. For instance, there's melanotan 2. The side effect, if you're a guy, is that it gives you prolonged erections, lasting a really long time. It's really powerful. So I was using it for that. Anytime you lower your blood pressure, vasodilation, so your blood vessels open up and there's more blood flow. So I would take things that would kind of do that, and it would just give me an erection. So even if I didn't want to, physiologically, I can make it work. And I would kind of take that 45 minutes before an encounter, just so it would work. And the funny thing about that is that getting it up is like one thing, but then you have to fake the enjoyment, and that's the part that's kind of difficult. So sometimes I forget that I have to at least make some sounds or something, So a lot of times what happens is the girl would just ask me, "What's wrong?" And I'd be like, "Oh, nothing," and I would have to remind myself to at least moan every couple of minutes, just to make it seem like I'm enjoying like, oh, like whatever. So there's that. And then when I noticed that, let's say it seems like she's had at least a couple of orgasms, you could kind of feel it, like spasms and everything, you could feel it, where she's had a couple of those. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to wrap this thing up and we could go home. So I would fake my orgasm, and that's kind of hard to do, but it could be done.
So are they fun? Orgasms?
They're okay. But it's just, getting there is just so much work. I don't think it's worth it, Maybe if I haven't had any type of sexual contact at all, including masturbation, for like a month or something, that's when you kind of physiologically just need that release. But even then, I'd rather just, do it myself and finish off. Because half the times I just feel like, this is so stupid. I'm in the frozen push-up position, it's like, Like I can feel my lower back, it's starting to get strained. It's a lot of work. I don't feel it's worth it. I don't really get anything out of it, that's the thing. Yeah.